I'm Kevin Moses. I started this about 9 months ago I love the movie, obviously, and there's a book of concept art that was released for it, and there's a shot of the Lightcycle arena from way far out, and I liked because the second one they were able to do lots of curves, and it wasn't just right angles and that kind of thing, and so I just distilled it down, started building it, and it's all. The entire floor is snot. It's just the three 1x4 bricks with the tile on the top and the black to make it a perfect square. And then all of the trans blue tiles are just laid in on the side and it's just frictioned in. And it's on a plate of panels, just the clear ones, like the window ones, and they're just all stuck together, propped up on a couple of 1x2 clear bricks, and then the LED is just threaded underneath it. And
that's great work. I think you got the lighting down perfectly here. I think that's what really makes the build pop.
It took a while to get it right, and it was infuriating because it takes about 4.5 hours to lay all of these bricks in here. It's really tedious because they want to constantly fall over. So it was, put it in. Oh, that didn't work right. Take it apart, put it back in. So I was prototyping as much as possible in small pieces, which I highly recommend if you're ever going to do lighted builds like this, especially if it's over a large surface area. Do prototypes and try to work it out that way. And I made a number of edits too. Like my original plan was to, like with the source material, have the spectator stands wrap around, because it actually, in the concept art and in the movie, it wraps around the entire thing, but I just could not get the curves of this, so I decided to sort of take artistic license and stop and just sort of build the sort of angly construction things like they have on the end there. The spectators originally were all a uniform height. And it was really boring, so I just sat there one day while I was watching the movie and just started threading the one by ones just in random pieces and sticking them in there. So
yeah, it really gives that kind of vibrant look to the stands now.
And there's only one. I could only fit one pass of the light strip through underneath the stands, and it took again some trial and error to get it placed just right, because unfortunately it can't be exactly the same uniform brightness on all four levels, but I got it to the point where you could see enough of it to where it popped, especially from a distance, because I keep wanting to do it up here, and I keep forgetting most people are looking at it from 3 or 4 feet back kind of thing. So, and then I just played around with the sort of action of having some getting cut off, some having derezzed, and that's the other thing too, is trying to do derez and micro scale. Kind of hard because
there's so few pieces here that you had to work with.
Exactly, and I mean, it's nothing but what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's I think 12 pieces total. I thought this was going to be the hardest part to do, but it turned out taking like not even 5 minutes to get it. And at first I thought it was too easy, but it's like the silhouette is, because that's all you can do in micro scale is a silhouette to get something that evokes what the source material is. And yeah, I was really happy with it, the way that it turned out. So, and yeah, it was originally smaller, and then made it way too big, and then I had to sort of get that. It's not actually perfectly to scale. It should be about 3 times bigger than this. But again, when you do micro scale, you have to take those artistic decisions, those trade-offs. But yeah, because it was mostly about the illumination, getting that done right. And it was handy too, because this lighting strip, it was originally an IKEA one, and they don't work very well. They don't even make the flexible ones anymore. They only have them like in 12-inch sections in a hard plastic case. This one's from Amazon. It's like $16, and it has an IR remote, and it does all different colors. And one of the blue presets perfectly matched that color. So I was really stoked that worked. So, and there were a number of other challenges too. Like when I first did it, the 4x4 black macaroni tiles and the 2x2 2s down here did not come in black. And I didn't realize it until after the build was done and the outline was done and I went to order them and, had that, con moment that you do when you realize that it doesn't. So it didn't, when I had it at BrickCan, was that 6 months ago, whatever it wasn't nearly as polished, but these came out in the Darth Vader castle set, and then they showed up on Bricks and Pieces. So snatch those.
Perfect. The castle saved you.
It really did, and I'm still not sure about the 2x2s. I don't think those have actually come out in a set yet, but they had them on Bricks and Pieces. So ordered those. That takes 4 or 6 weeks to wind up getting those because they're coming straight from Billund.
Yeah.
But it makes a huge difference in the smoothness of it because there was no actual studs popping up on it. So it's just a bunch of refinement. I mean, all told, I think it took probably 4 months on and on. It wasn't constant working that whole time, but it's one of the guests had to say, it looks deceptively simple, and that really, really is, because the build time was probably 20% of it. 80% of it was the experimentation with what works for the floor, what works for the tiles, and how the snot technique is used to lay them in. So.
Especially with micro builds, I think like it's so deceptive because they're small, so people think, oh, you just kind of threw that together or something.
Exactly, yeah, and trying to do things like the stairs in the stands, trying to get those so that the studs don't pop out too much from underneath. It's sort of get it's like doing the tiles perpendicular versus parallel, trying to go down that far to get it as smooth as possible, because everything in Tron is smooth and sleek. So you want to try to, get that in there. So, and other than the light, everything in here is genuine Lego. There's no faking it in there. Yeah. So, except there are tiny pieces of poster tack underneath each of the light trail segments, and I only did that. They stand up with the handle things, but it doesn't take but a slight bump of the table, and they start moving. So there's just that. That's other than that, it's complete legitimate Lego.
That's great. It's fantastic work. So when you move it to show, does it move all as one piece?
Yes. I have one of those long Sterilite boxes, and I wish I could find one that was as narrow as this is. It's really long, it's kind of awkward to carry, and this is I'm from Seattle, so 2.5 hour drive to get up here, and every bump in the freeway I was really, really panicking, and it came up 99% intact. It just sits like this, although I did find out that on one end the plate underneath had started to droop a little bit, and I only saw it because somebody posted a Facebook picture. Another friend tagged it. I saw it, and I saw the little thing, the plate popped up on the side. It's like, no, had to run and do surge and shim it to fix it. But yeah, it just stays in one piece. So I did have to relay all the tiles once for one technical problem that I had, and like I said, 4.5 hours, avoided if at all possible, because it's really, I have a pair of tweezers that I have to use to actually get this in.
It's pretty microscopic.
It really does, and you've got my glasses on, and it's like, and you have to have the light on for some of it. You can't do it the whole thing with the light off, otherwise you sort of try so that you're getting blue blinded from the light, but we sacrifice for our art. So
there you go. And it turned out great in the end. So I'm so glad you could bring it up to the show here. Thanks for chatting with me about it.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.